So often we hear about conservatives being censored, basically regardless of the topic. But just playing devil's advocate here, these 5,000 URLs, the 22 million tweets, how often did it happen that the censorship went the other direction?
Well, that's one of the most troubling aspects of this story is that it's bad enough to have a ministry of truth. That becomes particularly worrying when the ministry of truth is so obviously partisan. Empirically, here are the statistics. The top 21 accounts, the After Action report lists the top 21 accounts that were labeled repeat misinformation spreaders. All 21 of the top 21 accounts that were submitted for censorship through a channel with the Department of Homeland Security and the tech platforms were all listed as right of center accounts. The same thing with YouTube, same thing with TikTok. There was one group technically in the Facebook section of the top misinformation spreaders that was in the dead last ranking. But even that was contextualized by the censorship consortium as having noble intentions, and their misinformation was actually sort of a corrective to right of center misinformation. So you have what is essentially a form of social and political control that the US government is prohibited from doing directly. And in fact, in their own discussions, they chart the chronology for how this partnership formed, that this public-private censorship partnership. And they said that they directly pitched the Department of Homeland Security to do for them in terms of monitoring and flagging content for takedowns that the government was prohibited by the First Amendment from doing themselves. So there's no other amendment that you can do this with. If there was the government can't outsource Fourth Amendment violations. They can't say, well, we can't raid your home as the government, but we're going to hire a private mercenary group to raid your home without due process. There's no other amendment that works like this. And a free society cannot survive essentially the private military contractor model applied to the First Amendment.